Hello, everybody. My name's Ivan Penaluna.
My name's Eric Amber.
And on today's show,
Pillow fight to the death.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a schoolyard. Well, let me tell a joke.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is... Awesome!
With Byron Bertram and Ivan Penaluna.
Okay, so this is the story of the week. Eric, why don't you take it away?
Okay, it's big news in America. A Supreme Court judge has been found dead.
Dead. And not just dead. Dead at a very, very convenient time. Is that not right?
The timing is super convenient.
In fact, it's the timing that casts the shadow of suspicion all over it, isn't it?
There's so many things about it that has all the conspiracy world going crazy right now. The timing, because it's an election year, and he's a conservative, and there's a liberal lefty president in the White House.
Right.
And of course, everybody's just clamoring, just fucking coming all over each other to get a piece of that judge action. Right?
But so, and you know, if some people have a problem with the idea that he might have been killed by nice cuddly Obama, why don't we just float the idea for them that he might have been killed by spiky, horrible Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, well, dead, how he died, well, that's not really, see, that's never really come out. They're just he had a heart attack.
Okay, no, it started today. Okay, I can tell you, they found him with a pillow on his face.
Hence today's headline.
Right, and also, there's also in the news today, there was a story about a CIA gun that can make you have a heart attack.
Now, did they just put those out conveniently now to get us all to worry about it? He was 79 years old.
Yeah, and he had a heart condition.
And you know what? He was hunting.
What do you mean hunting?
Well, he was on holiday.
He was chasing pussy?
He was, yeah. He had 9 kids and 35
what was he doing?
grandkids.
Was he hunting wild animals or was he chasing pussy?
Apparently, he was on a ranch somewhere on holiday hunting quail.
Oh, and guess who owns the ranch that he was on? It's a massive, great, big Democratic donor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And his bodyguards were nowhere to be seen.
Well, that's classic. That's what happened to Stalin at the end. Oh, rather, that's what happened to Lenin at the end. And Stalin came in and said, don't worry about this, guys. I've got this. Me and my bodyguards are going to sort after this. Next thing you know, Lenin's dead.
And then instead of getting a autopsy, which is what you would do.
Anybody who hasn't died in hospital and hasn't been in hospital for 48 hours, I believe, before they die, has to have an autopsy.
But somebody says, no, it's okay. We're not going to have an autopsy. And he was rushed to a, what do they call a funeral home. And he was just immediately pumped.
They shot the embalming fluid at him from across the room as he came in the door. That's how quick they were looking at doing it.
They were in such a hurry to embalm this fucker, right? And
they were just paintballing it at him.
Yeah, they're like, oh, isn't that awful that he's dead? Just clean him up, fucking get this done, you know?
Get those fucking nasty CIA drugs out of his system as fast as possible. Kill it with formaldehyde. Come on.
Yeah, so there's no way that they could do a chemical autopsy on him because it's all been destroyed.
Now. It's all done. Yeah.
So
he's been turned into a plasticized Chairman Mao.
Yeah. And if the U.S. Supreme Court didn't have half a dozen or more sensitive cases that were about to be ruled on, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Okay, and this is the other thing, right? This is the thing I'm talking about with the timing. The timing is impeccable for conspiracy because it's just enough time to appoint another judge any later, and it would have been a bit of a rush before the end of Obama's presidency.
That's right.
So the timing is fantastic, and that is what shone the light of conspiracy on this case.
And I think there's another judge who's so old she can barely keep her head up. And she's talking about stepping down as well on her own.
Right.
So if that happens, he'd be able to stack the deck.
Stack the deck.
I think her name is Ruth Ginsburg. Is that correct?
Ruth Ginsburg?
Oh, she's a Democrat.
Oh, she's a Democrat. So he'd have to find a replacement for her as well.
Yeah.
So is he gonna? Do you think Obama will just put himself in the job?
I'm not sure he's allowed to do
Well,
that.
fuck it. That's never stopped him before. He's just going to do it, right? He's going to, fuck it. I'm going to have that job as well. I haven't got a job at the end of the year. It's like, no, Obama, you can't do that. Get the fuck out of it. I need a job, right? It's a presidential order. I can do this, right? I've done it loads of
Executive
times.
order?
It's an executive order. I've done it loads of times. Done it with drones. I'm just going to do it to get myself a job at the end of this.
I think Hillary even sort of like hinted at it like last month. They're like, yeah, I would consider like making him a judge.
Yeah, I do. But maybe, so like, but Hillary has the sort of mindset that would make a horse a senator.
Yeah, she's the Nero. No, what's the name
Caligula.
of that? Caligula.
She's the Caligula of the
She
modern
looks
democratic.
like a Caligula.
It's fucking right.
Right, her vagina is like Caligula.
Well, we've been through this one, haven't we? Scissoring with Yoko Ono in the 70s. What a fucking reptilian shapeshifter.
She can't
is.
hold it back anymore. She's like
She
one of those
can't.
vampires
She's a
that is just
monster.
like she's just like the eyes, like the body that she has incorporated or she's
Yeah.
taken over is
Yeah.
breaking down.
It's
and
all
like,
breaking down.
and the Satan inside of her is like just like starting to show.
It's V, isn't it? It's V. If you shot her, green blood would fucking spray out.
Yeah, I don't know if the reporters or who's out there like they're just capturing these wonderful images of her smile too big, her eyes too big, and she's just like she's cackling like a witch.
Yeah, she's a chicken with rabies.
She apparently, when she was in the White House as First Lady, she used to commune with Eleanor Roosevelt.
What does that mean?
Talk to her.
Oh, right, because she was dead at the time.
Yeah, like Eleanor Roosevelt. Yeah, former First Lady.
Yeah.
So like apparently she used to hold seances and shit.
Mr. Roosevelt's wife.
That's right, Eleanor.
Right. And she was quite a heavy hitter, wasn't she?
Uh,
Yeah. Eleanor Roosevelt was an important lady at the time. She wasn't just a first lady who used to hang around and make
No.
cakes.
Her husband was in a wheelchair, so she did lots of shit for him.
Well, I'm talking about more than that, though, right?
Oh, you mean like went down on him?
No, I don't even mean that. All right, let's stop that. Okay. So what else? On the back of this story, though, there's some other interesting things that have happened this week.
There's so much that's riding on this.
Yeah.
On the loss of this judge.
Yes.
Right? Because like America is in free fall right now.
America's on the verge of a fucking civil war between the right and the left.
Yeah, I mean, and
I'm not being funny, right? But if it goes that way, it's going to play out exactly like the Spanish Civil War.
Americans are like, whatever, same as usual, but it's getting like super nasty.
Yeah.
That's why this guy dying suddenly is just like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on here?
That's one of the best things about being a right winger, is at least you know that everybody on your side knows how to shoot.
Yeah, has a gun.
Yeah, and has guns. That's the best thing about it.
That's why Trump is like more and more interesting. He's just like, he doesn't give a shit, does he?
No, he says, and I carry a gun everywhere with me. He says, I carry a gun all the time. Just in case anybody fucks with him, he shoots them.
He's gone swinging. Oh, hang on.
This is the thing, right? Someone was asking me about this week. I was going, he's, like I've said before, he's a murder weapon with which to kill the establishment. He hasn't got any policies.
No.
He's basically, it's like, it's like you're stunned there and you go, oh, fuck, I'm being attacked. What can I pick up? And you've got this big sword with jagged bits on it. You go, that'll do. I'll fucking just pick that up and I'll smack him with that. That's like Donald Trump.
But the voice of reason is never heard.
Well, no, I mean, Rand Paul's not getting a look in.
The voice of reason is always like, guys, can we stop fighting, guys, I think we should just like go easy, and everybody just tramples them.
Right.
This Scalia guy, the judge, he was also the one that was the edge of Bush over Gore. In a 2000 election, he was the one that basically turned the tide towards Bush because he's a conservative.
Right.
He's one of those guys. He was appointed by Reagan, right? He was like pro-life. He called himself a originalist because he basically believed in the original concept of the Constitution.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling him a purist, a pure constitutionalist.
So who's going to be next? We don't know.
No, fair enough. And so there are a couple of other stories that are coming in off the back of this, aren't there?
Well, but everything it's a game of chess, isn't it? It's a game of chess. You've got an election year, right? You've got the president getting to appoint a new judge that could tip the whole judge sort of Supreme Court towards the left.
You've got the disenfranchised in the middle, polarizing. They're no longer going for stock candidates that are offered to them. They're like, fuck that, we're not interested anymore. We're not interested in Hillary. I mean, they're going to have to do to this candidacy what they've done to previous elections, and that is spin it and steal it. And they're going to have to do that. I mean, I think Bernie's probably going to get it. They'll steal it from him, and they'll give it to Hillary. She'll be the one that eventually gets it because, as...
there's a fight on the left.
There's
like Hillary, and she's got her older generation of feminists.
Yep.
And then you have Bernie,
Yep.
who's basically... He's the dark horse. It's just coming out of nowhere. He's going, you know what? Free education for all the kids, healthcare for everybody, and even the young girls are like, I don't like Hillary.
Well, you know what? He has some great ideas, and I think that we've said this before. Trump and Bernie are very similar in a lot of ways. The thing that is the deal breaker for me, and I think for a lot of people, is that when you're $21 trillion in debt, the last thing you need is a socialist president who's going to turn your country into Venezuela.
And that's what Hillary's saying, and she's pulling out the old guns. She got Madeleine Albright, another former Secretary of State, another.
Where the fuck does she get these fucking chickens from?
Well, she's part of her husband's old...
Of course.
Right? Madeleine Albright.
I haven't seen Madeleine Albright for years.
She's a thug. She's a crazy... Janet Reno, another crazy, they're like crazy lesbian thugs. Janet Reno...
I know that feeling. I live on the drive.
Yellen, what's her name? Yellen? Something Yellen?
Janet Yellen is the head of the Federal Reserve. Janet Yellen.
Oh, I was thinking Janet Reno,
right?
Another Secretary of State, and Madeleine Albright said there's a special place in hell for women who don't support women. So she's just pulling out all these old lesbian thugs.
She's not being very subtle about it, is she?
No, she's not.
I mean, there's not much subtlety there.
And then, of course, Gloria Steinem came out recently saying, I think, what did she say? I can't remember her exact quote, but something along the lines of, Mohammed was married to an older woman, therefore he was a feminist.
Is it really? That's a bit tenuous.
Something like that.
That's almost as good as saying Mohammed was married to a 9-year-old girl, but he's not a paedophile.
Yeah.
That's almost that good. I mean, this is what you can do when you invent reality and turn things on their head and then reinvent reality. Then you can do whatever you want.
That's right. Bill Maher, she was on the Bill Maher show when she said it. She didn't say that he was a feminist. What she said was that Muhammad was, peace be upon him, was...
Bill Maher?
Bill Maher Gloria Steinem said that Muhammad was married to an older woman,
right?
Which made
so was Henry VIII.
Yeah, that's what made him a quote unquote reformer.
Well, you know what made him a reformer? Sacking Medina in 622 and killing all the Jews. How about that for reform?
Yeah, that was a bit of a...
after they gave him a home. I mean, the more you... listen, I encourage everybody out there, you got to start checking out Muhammad. He's a fucking cunt.
Oh, yeah.
You really have to. No one should be pinning any sort of religious... importance to this guy whatsoever. It was a bloodthirsty warlord who basically shagged whatever he wanted and then turned around and said, "Oh no, what? Oh, shagging that 9-year-old girl? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, Allah's talking to me. Oh, Allah said it's okay. Allah's just told me it's okay. Really? Yeah, he just told me now. Okay, we'll write that down as well. Yeah. What about that? Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, it's only pork. Oh, Allah said I can eat pork, but only me. It's all like that. That's basically how the Quran was.
Yeah, and by the way,
to him.
I'm the last prophet.
And I'm the last prophet.
There's not going to be any more prophets.
Exactly. And as Christopher Hitchens pointed out, that has a kind of violence attached to it. When you say I'm the last, that means that anybody who says anything after me, anybody who comes after me is an imposter, and it's heresy to believe that.
That's the last dick you're ever going to get, sweetheart.
Exactly. So anyway, Madeleine Albright, the Prophet Muhammad, cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, that's right. No, Madeleine Albright and these crazy short-haired lesbian power freaks that they have in the U.S. government. They're Satanists. They're all like Satan. I can't prove that, but you can just tell by looking at them. No offense.
You know what they need? Do you know what they need? I'm going to go out and say this. They just need a Husqvarna dildo. A fucking 2-stroke motherfucker.
A giant Swedish-built Husqvarna dildo.
2-stroke with a fucking pull cord on it, everything. Right? Wheels for getting it upstairs.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
Yeah. Call it the cackler.
Chill the fuck out.
There you go. How sexist is that? What she needs is an orgasm.
I think I went a bit further than that. We're on a roll today, aren't we? Eh?
So
Offending everybody. Muslims, Mohammed, feminists. Fuck, it's all out there. But that's the great thing about living in North America. You can do that. And not have to worry about people killing you.
Because it's and that's, bring it all back, that's what Judge Scalia always talked about. And in the end, it was about freedom of speech.
I love it how you brought all that mayhem, all of that mess, you brought it all back and you said, this is the point.
That's the point.
And that's what, and it's sad that he had to die in a pillow fight with the CIA. I wonder how many CIA people were hurt in that.
How many CIA agents does it take to kill an old judge?
With a pillow?
Pillow.
Probably 2. One to do it and the other one to watch.
and 18 more in the background to jerk off and soil the samples.
No. One to do it and one to telephone Hillary to say it's been done.
Yeah.
How about that?
All right. Now for the fucking news.
We're on a roll.
This is the fucking news.
All right, go. In 5, 4. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is the fucking news.
Fucking thing sucks.
Okay, so welcome back to the fucking news. Ivan, you have an interesting story that you want to talk about.
Yes, it's a story. It's a very disturbing story from the Vancouver Metro. I found this last Sunday. I was absolutely appalled when I read this. It's on the front page. It is the top story from the Vancouver Metro for Sunday. It starts with LGBTQ students at the University of BC say they no longer feel safe on campus after a Pride rainbow flag was found burned on Tuesday.
Now, hang on. The flag was found burned.
Yeah.
And what else was there?
That's it.
That was just a flag.
Yeah.
And it was burned.
It gets better. Rachel Garrett, coordinator for UBC's Pride Collective, said emotions are running high for the student-run society after learning that the flag had been set on fire. And this is, I quote, "A lot of us are definitely feeling very unsafe right now, and that's very unsettling feeling to have." Now, I don't mean to be funny, but when, if somebody says to me, I feel really unsafe, it's like the IRA put some bullets through your letterbox in an envelope, right? Yeah. That make me feel unsafe.
Or someone burned or boiled your rabbit.
Yeah, or somebody fucking cut somebody's head off, put it on a pole and stuck it outside my window.
That would make you feel unsafe.
That would make me feel like my life was in danger. Burning a flag, right, on a campus, and I want everybody to remember that this is a university campus. Think back to, Frat Pack and Animal House and all that sort of shit. The sort of stuff that students should be doing on campuses.
Yeah, that's what kids do.
That's what kids do. What do drunk kids do? They burn flags. What's the funniest flag to burn? The gay one. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, I'm not a cop. I'm not fucking even that clever. But it's not hard to work out what fucking happened here. The fact that they're taking this and making political cachet out of it, is just disgusting.
I mean, hang on. You're reading the fucking Metro.
I know. I was having sushi. I was, there's nothing else to read.
The Metro is a free magazine.
I know.
It's a piece of shit. You can't even wipe your ass with that.
Well, listen, the woman who wrote it is called Thandi Fletcher. That's a proper name.
This is a bullshit story.
No, it's not. It's
a
real.
bullshit story inside a bullshit magazine.
Listen, it's their front page article, just above the advert. Listen, anyway, let me go into this. Anyway, okay, do you want to know where the flag was burned?
Okay, where is the flag?
Okay, it gets better, right. The flag, which was located at Flagpole Plaza.
Flagpole Plaza.
They have a Flagpole Plaza, which is right by the old Student Union building, was raised on Friday for Pride Collective's Out Week activities. So they put it up on Friday. In the plaza, it's all the flags are there, right? They've got the Canadian one, they've got the ISIS one, they've got the gay flag. They've got the American flag. They've got this.
Is the gay flag next to the ISIS flag?
I think it was tangled up with it.
Okay.
But whoever set it on fire managed to untangle them.
Right.
And so they've burnt this beautiful flag. And it's
But that's all. It was just burned. It wasn't like the flag wasn't raped or like beaten or covered in semen.
there was no other incident except for the flag was burnt. And early Tuesday, 2 members of the group discovered that the flag was missing because they check on it every day, right? And discovered and contacted university officials. It was then determined that the flag had been burnt sometime over the family day long weekend. So that's brilliant. This is brilliant police work.
On this.
This is brilliant police work. They went, right, when did you put the flag up? Friday night. Right, what day is it today? Tuesday. Right. It's definitely burnt sometime over the weekend. Fucking brilliant. Give that man a donut.
Okay, so hang on. They've done more forensics on this flag than they did on Justice Scalia.
They won't do any forensics on Justice Scalia, but they're doing loads on this fucking flag.
Jesus, why? That's so crazy. Isn't it funny that the flag, the gay flag, is actually the symbol of God saying that we won't kill any more gay people?
Well, yes, yeah, you're right. I mean, the rainbow is a symbol from God, a sign from God, during the story of Noah's Ark, that he would never kill the entire planet with water ever again.
Yeah.
He said, I'll never ever kill honestly, I'm God, I will never ever kill everybody with water ever again.
And my
promise.
Promise.
And my proof is
rainbow.
I'm going to send you a rainbow. And
Right.
that's the story behind the rainbow, right? So it is a bit ironic because it's a bit of a creationist story.
Yeah.
So for the gay community to grab hold of what is essentially a symbol of kind of creationism, is ironic. I think personally that it'd be much better if they basically, I don't know, a gay flag, maybe a white unicorn with a sort of like electric pink background. I mean, if I saw a fucking flag that was pink with a white unicorn on it, I'd just go, yep, gay.
That's pretty gay.
That's very gay.
There's nothing gayer than a unicorn.
There's nothing misleading about that. If you opened a bank in 17th century England with that image, everybody would know you're the gay bank.
Right. With sparkles.
With sparkles. Okay, it gets better. Can I? It's only
the story that keeps on giving.
I know it's only 4 paragraphs, but it's so juicy. This is why I brought it. Are you ready? Okay. In a statement, UBC said that campus security and RCMP.
The RCMP. Oh my God.
They're both involved. Campus security and RCMP are investigating the incident, which officials condemned as an act of hate. On Wednesday, officials also raised the pride flag at City Hall as a show of solidarity. It's like, we are not going to be treated like this. We will say no to flag burning.
You're either with us or you're with the terrorists.
How dare you ever think... What, you're not supporting me raising this flag on Wednesday in support? You're an animal.
It's the George W. Bush, same thing.
Okay, no, it gets better. It gets better.
What?
Yeah, it gets better. It gets better. This is the end of it, though, I've got to say. Right, okay. Councillor Tim Stevenson, who helped raise the flag... It's not like he gave birth to it or something, right? Yeah, I brought that flag up. It spent 16 years living in my basement, and I take credit for every one of its achievements. No, Councillor Tim Stevenson, who helped raise the flag, said he was shocked to hear about the incident. He said...
The incident.
This is 2016, and you don't expect a burning of a flag, he said.
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
thinking, I do not watch the fucking news. Everybody's burning flags, you fucking moron. Everybody's burning flags.
Vancouver is so no wonder it's surrounded by mountains and it just shelters it from the rest of the fucking world.
That's why it's called Lotus Land, isn't it?
Oh my God.
So anyway, when he said this is 2016, I thought, you've been watching too much of Justin Trudeau on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the story.
Wow. You milked that one.
I fucking milked it. I loved it.
That
cow's dry now.
You sucked that story off. There's it's a dry.
I know.
It's a dry.
I know, but it was worth it just for you guys.
Crusty story.
All right.
Okay, no, it's good. It's good. I mean, okay. Well, I brought in a story. It's kind of got a bit of a sex.
Are you going to suck this story off?
Probably not. This is a story from your land.
All right.
Of the United Kingdom.
What the old country of old United Kingdom?
Yeah, that's right.
I love it when you guys do this because you always say a village in
well, where's Perthshire?
Glamorgan, Cornwall, and I'll go. No, it's not there. Where's Perthshire?
Perthshire
is in Scotland.
Okay, it's
East
in
of
Scotland. In Scotland. So there's a tree in Scotland, and it's called a yew.
Mm-hmm.
A yew, and it's apparently it's like
a yew tree.
Yeah, YEW.
Yeah.
You
You don't have those here?
I don't know.
Yeah. They're like little Christmas trees. They get bigger, but they take a long time to grow.
Okay, well
It's like mini Barbies.
this tree is like they're saying it's over 3,000 years old.
Oh yeah, I know the sort of tree you mean.
It's like a big old tree.
It's a big old ass yew tree that you often find in church grounds. So I went to a place in Dorset, a little village, and they had a similar tree, and it was 2,000 years old. And they traditionally keep these in church grounds because the grounds of a church is somewhere where the whole community, can gather. It's a central point for the community in that area. And what they traditionally had yew trees for was for making bows. So if they wanted to make long bows,
as in bow and arrows.
Bows and arrows, yeah. You basically had these trees. Every church had one of these trees in order to supply the local community with bows. Because, there was about 2 centuries where basically the whole of English power abroad was based on the use of the bow.
Yeah, the English longbow.
Yeah. So, this is what you make the longbow out of. And that's why these trees are 2,000-3,000 years old, because the church will have been built around that.
That's how long this tree has been important to the community.
Well, you know what? I don't know. They've had the longbow for about 500-600 years, something like that. But I mean, obviously, this predates that. It must have had some other significance before there. But I know there's definitely the bow story is correct.
Right. Well, this tree, because there's not other trees like it around, it's having a hard time procreating. So it is undergoing its own sex change.
That's what happens when you get to 5,000 years old.
Yeah, it's an LGBT tree.
That's what I'm going to do. I get to 5,000. I'm just going to start. I'm a lady now.
You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. No one wants to look at me anymore. But, I'm a lady.
Yeah, so this tree is going to be the woman of the year next year.
It's going to be tree of the year.
Tree of the year.
It's going to be male tree of the year. But you're a female tree. Fuck off. I can be whatever I want. I'm self-identifying as a longbow.
If everybody's going through a sex change these days.
Well,
that's why it stood out in my mind. Is like the timing of this story is hilarious.
Oh, it's great. They should give that tree the job of being on the Supreme Court of the United States.
That's right.
And then Obama can whisper in its ear.
It's the Bruce Jenner of the trees.
They should make Bruce Jenner the next Supreme Court judge. Yeah. What's her name? Fucking Ladyface, who has all the money.
Ladyface who has all the money.
Ladyface. Oprah.
Ladyface.
Mate. But Obama's just going to go, Oprah, why don't you have the job? And everybody's going to be going, whoa. She's not a judge. And they're going, who cares? I'm making her the judge, and I'm going to make my horse a senator. I can do whatever I want. I'm Obama. I'm Hillary. We can do what the fuck we want. Laws are for other people. Laws are for suckers. They're for fucking losers. We make laws. We invent shit up as we go along. This is what we're doing this week, and that's right.
There's a lot of, that leads me into the next story. It's like all this emotional upheaval in the world, we're getting sex changes. Nobody knows what their purpose is anymore.
Everyone's confused. They're like going, what am I supposed to do? I'm a man. I've got a dick, but I'm not allowed to do anything. I can't even lift stuff up and have big muscles because that's offensive.
Nobody looks at me like I'm a white male. Nobody likes white males. Okay, I'm going to be a white female. I'm going to be a black female. Everybody's all fucked up. Even the animal kingdom, which leads me to the next story. There's a story I read about these unemployed elephants.
Nice segue, I've got to say.
In Burma, right? Because they've decided that they've logged too many of the trees, right? So they're basically putting all these elephants who they haul all the trees out of the forest. Right? So they just said, no, we're not cutting down the trees no more. And now they have all these unemployed elephants in Burma, right? And so the story was about how all these, well, first of all, these elephants who live in captivity they say twice as long as other elephants because it gives them purpose. They have something to do. And now these elephants are all unemployed, and apparently they're so without purpose that they just eat, they're getting fat, and all they want to do is fuck. And they're they're basically really, really horny, bored elephants.
Well, that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do. If we don't have a purpose, that's what we do. And I just want to point out there's probably a massive difference between elephants who are free to run around and do the shit that they normally do and elephants that are in captivity. Because I think if you're in captivity, you really want to have something to do. It's like having a job as the librarian in prison. You
Yeah.
don't want to sit on your bunk with your dick in your hands all fucking day.
You need something to do.
You need something to do. You need to hand some books out, read some books.
It's so true.
And I think this is just the elephant world version of that.
Well, you know what? It's
I'm
just,
like an oracle of like just.
the next thing they're gonna put all these elephants on drugs. They're gonna be like, oh, just take some depression medicine, and it's like what it comes down to is that the
No,
world,
that's what they do with American elephants.
Right.
The Burmese, they'll just beat them.
Yeah, they'll just put them down. But I think there's like purpose is the reason why we have an over need for depression medicine.
Big lack of purpose.
Lack of purpose.
Lack of purpose. I couldn't agree more.
The whole
one has a
world
purpose.
over.
Yeah, no one has a purpose. It's very easy. Like I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and he's got kids and he's busy all the time. Right? I got kids. I'm busy all the time. And you know what? I know a lot of people who are like, question what they're doing, and they're depressed, right? And I don't have that luxury. But my problem is different because I have the opposite problem, which is I have no fucking time to question what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. So in some ways, having kids stops you falling into that trap. But it's just that you don't have.
You're tired all the time.
You're tired all the time, exactly. But you have purpose. You're purpose rich.
Yeah.
You're purpose rich.
Yeah. And I'm purpose poor.
Right.
And
So are these elephants.
I'm bored out of my mind.
So are these elephants when they don't have a job.
Well, you know what? Who needs a job?
Who's that?
Kanye West.
Why? What's up with him?
Because he owes $53 million.
How do you get to the... Well, I suppose what you do is you don't pay your taxes.
Well, they didn't explain why he's in so much debt. But
No, of
probably
course, because he's not
taxes.
disclosing that.
Yeah. But first of all, who the fuck lends anybody $53 million?
Well, no one's lent it to him, have they? I mean, he just owes it in taxes or something like that.
Maybe that's all it is. It's like he owes a lot of money.
Yeah, okay, so he owes the money probably to the tax man, because I can't imagine that Kanye West is the sort of person that goes, right, 15 million for me, 7 million for the tax man. 15 million for me, another 7 million for that. I can't imagine he does that. He's married to Kim Kardashian. I bet they're spending that fucking money faster than you can't even come out of their bank account fast enough.
Yeah, well, apparently he's gone on Twitter asking Mark Zuckerberg to lend him some money.
See, okay, that is brilliant. Only people that divorced from reality and that fucking insane can come up with that sort of shit.
Well, especially if he's asking on Twitter. He didn't even ask on Facebook. Like, Zuckerberg is like, look, I'm from Facebook.
Yeah.
You should ask me on Facebook instead of asking me on Twitter,
Why do you ring him up personally and say, listen, Mark, I've spent all the money? And Mark would be like, well, what are you going to do to rectify this problem? I can't keep on giving you money. He's going, don't question my lifestyle. Just give me the fucking money.
That's right. So, here we go. He tweeted, I want to help the world and I need help to do it. I'm an artist and I care about humanity. Yes, I am personally rich and I can buy furs and houses for my family, but I need access to more money in order to bring more beautiful ideas to the world.
He's a knob. He's a fucking dickhead.
But the whole world knows he's a dickhead.
No, he really is. I mean, he's what a fucking waste of space.
He named his first child West,
Right.
and his second child is named something West. Can't remember. Oh, here's
Southwest.
Here's another quote. Also, for anyone that has money, they know the first rule is to use other people's money.
Where to use everything? As he used all his own money. That's what it is.
So that's
he's
just-
broke. He's
broke,
He
so he
spent
wants-
it all on bum implants and fucking Ferraris and fur coats for his children.
That
What
guy
a
is so
fucker.
delusional. It's crazy.
What a fucker.
Well,
He should have to work on a farm for like 7 years or something like that. He should have to do hard labor. They should put him away for tax evasion and make him do fucking 1920s style hard labor.
Know Snipes went to prison.
Well, yeah, and look what it did for him. We've never heard of him since, have we?
No, he hasn't made a movie since.
I know somebody who worked with him. They said that he was absolutely batshit insane.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's in good company with fucking Kanye West.
Yeah. Yeah. But
All right, that's a great story. Have you got anything else?
well, that's about it for
Oh, I've got
Kanye.
one. I've got one here. Oh, did you know? I don't know if you know this. We did the other week Justin Trudeau's first 100 days. This didn't make it in there, but it should have done. Guess what? Canada has sold half of its gold reserves.
What?
Yeah.
So everybody hated Stephen Harper.
Yeah, remember him.
But he didn't sell off the nation's wealth.
No. And also, before everybody gets upset, we didn't have that much.
Okay.
It's like he sold half of it, right? And we've got about $28 million worth of gold left, which is fuck all.
That's nothing.
I know people have got more gold than that. right?
$28 million worth of gold. That's like
No, it fits in this kitchen.
that's like a couple of rolls.
Yeah, a couple of rolls. So anyway, he basically said, and it's here. I looked into this. It could have been a policy that was left over from Stephen Harper's government that they're continuing with. No, the news came out of his office. It was his
decision.
Minister that announced this. Absolutely, they've been selling it off. They pretty much started selling it off in December.
The question is, who do they sell it to?
Immediately, they're putting it on the open market.
On the open market.
They're putting it on the open market in the form of bars, and they're selling it. I mean, they're selling it. This story came out the same week as we had the tremors in the financial markets last week, and everybody was clamoring into gold. Now, on Aristotle's bench press, we're running a story about this at the moment. And the thing about gold, for people who don't know, is that basically traditionally it's been used to back currencies, right? You say, well, I've got all this gold. My currency is worth this much because I can back it, right?
Yeah.
We don't live in that world anymore. We live in the world of fiat currencies that aren't backed by fuck all. But this is how it traditionally worked. The other job that gold does is that it provides a safety, like a lifeboat, if you will. It provides the service of a lifeboat in times of financial crisis or war, any sort of, crisis that might befall a country. If it has gold reserves, it can weather them a lot better. So basically, we're on the cusp of this massive financial storm. And I mean, it's not going away anywhere. People think, it's gone away. That's naive. It's not. It's just rumbling, right? Like a volcano at the moment. And in the meantime, as soon as we got the signals, Justin Trudeau's selling half of Canada. Instead of buying more, which is what the Chinese and the Russians are doing, and have been doing this for years, by the way, because they know, right?
Because they never sell their gold.
They never sell 1 ounce of gold. China or Russia never sell 1 ounce of domestically produced gold. It all goes to the central bank.
So this story, let me just recap.
Yeah.
So Prime Minister Trudeau, he gets elected as captain of the ship.
Yeah.
Right? He's the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
And the first,
if we're talking about this as an economical, a financial ship.
yeah, so like Canada is a boat.
Yep.
And
We're on a sea of economic waters.
yes, and we all voted to make him the captain.
That's right.
And the first thing he did was sell off all the lifeboats.
That's exactly right.
So
no,
now-
half of them.
Half of them.
Half of them.
We're at sea, and we have less lifeboats than we did before.
It's even worse than that, because basically what he did was he got on board the ship and he went, "Oh, is this my new ship? Brilliant. Yeah, we're about to set sail, Captain. Shall I pull up the anchor? Whoa. Just before we do, can you sell half the lifeboats?"
Yeah, and let's
That's
bring
what he
more.
did.
And let's bring more people on the boat.
Yep, absolutely.
And let's take on some water.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to sail across the ocean. It's very choppy. We know it's very stormy out there, and it's very dangerous at the moment. But you know what? It's 2016. I'm selling half the lifeboats.
And we're gonna lay off the crew.
Brilliant idea.
We're gonna lay off the crew. We're gonna sell the lifeboats. We're gonna bring more people onto the boat who have no jobs, and then we're gonna take on some water while we're at it.
Yeah, there you go. That's basically what he's done.
That makes sense.
So anyway, we should have saved that for his 100th day in office. But anyway, the news of it came thereafter.
Well, that's plenty of news.
Absolutely.
And you know what? There's more news stories in our podcast than all of the fucking CBC.
All right, and if you haven't had enough news stories, please check us out at aristotlesbenchpress.wordpress.com.
That's right. Okay, that was quite an episode.
I like that. Do you know what? That's the most fun I've had in a little while. We've had fun with that episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone out there. We've said some dodgy things. We've put our heart on our sleeve. We've said, this is what we are. This is what we think. Mm-hmm. Is this funny? We think it's funny.
Not big laughs, but at the same time, some funny ideas for sure.
Fair enough.
And I want to talk about something, not as serious.
Right.
It's something that happened to me this week. I was walking down the street. I mean, I think I called you earlier this week, and I was feeling a little bit low. I was feeling a little bit sad.
Yeah.
And it's because we're in that Valentine's Day sort of area. And there's a bit of you
haven't been milked for a while.
I haven't been milked for a while. Let's put it this way. I split up with a gal just around New Year's that I really liked.
Right.
And I'm in Vancouver and it's raining.
Why did you split up with her? Because for sort of like politically emotional reasons.
Well, she was just like, yeah, you can go away now.
And she had cats.
She had cats.
Right. She got two.
She has two cats.
And she's what, 30?
Yeah, almost 30. She's actually really sweet. She's like, can I just say this? Can I just
no,
say
can
this?
I just say that equates to 9 when you're 65.
Right. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. It's only going to accumulate.
Yeah,
it's only going
absolutely.
to accumulate. The thing is that I really do care about her. I love her a lot. She's a really sweet gal.
Does she listen to the show?
Yeah, I'm sure she's going to listen to the show. But I do, and we still keep in touch, which is
Right.
great.
You can blame all of this on me.
Well, yeah, that's
what you're gonna do
No,
anyway.
No, I'm saying this because she is a great human being, and I
Right.
care about her. But I am allergic to her cats.
Right.
And,
you haven't
at
been
my age, all women have cats or kids.
Cats or kids, take your pick.
Yeah, it's like
You know what? I
a-
could do with a cat for a while.
it's a rare thing to meet a woman sort of in the 30 plus range that doesn't have cats
or kids.
or kids.
Right.
So like you got to marry the one that comes along.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm walking down the street and I'm feeling a little bit blue.
Right.
And I'm thinking about this girl, and I'm thinking about how I miss her. And then up ahead, I'm in Vancouver, right? Communist Vancouver,
Right.
And you know how like every 5 steps is a beggar.
Yeah, and a weed shop.
Up ahead of me, there was like 4 panhandlers sitting next to each other because they conglomerate. They kind of like rotate to each other.
Yeah.
So like they were a bunch of them, and as I'm walking closer, and I see one of the beggars, right? He's panhandling, and I look down, and I'm feeling blue, and I see that he has no legs.
It's got no legs.
He's got no legs. He's got 2 stumps right below the knee.
Right.
Right. And
Young or old, this beggar?
He's probably younger than me.
Right.
Younger than me, and I'm thinking to myself, oh fuck.
So that's not diabetes.
I have no
Because
idea.
older people often lose their legs because of diabetes or overweight or something like that. The circulation of the legs goes and they have to have them removed. Smoking causes it, that sort of thing. But anyway, if he's young, he's too young for that.
I don't know why he has no legs, right? But of course, I immediately think to myself, what a piece. I'm such a piece of shit.
Yeah, you started hating yourself.
I'm like, I'm just...
Why? Because you were not going to give him any money.
No, because like here I am feeling sorry for myself.
Right.
Feeling sorry for myself because a girl doesn't want to be with me anymore, right? And here's this guy, he's got no fucking legs.
Right.
Right? So like I instantly feel like, oh God, like talk about real problems.
Right.
Real problems,
Yeah.
right? I'm just feeling sad about a girl.
Was he just sat on the side with
He's
no
just
legs?
sat on the sidewalk. And he's got no legs and he's panhandling. And I go to, I was like, you know what? This is the universe telling me, like, just get over your fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So I reach my hand into my pocket.
Yeah.
And I start fumbling with paper, and I'm going to give him some money. And then he turns to the person next to him, and he says something to the guy next to him in French. He's like, ben, calice, tabarnak. I'm like, and of course I hear that French Canadian, like, whingy fucking French language. Ben, calice, tabarnak, maudit, fucking tête carrée anglophone. And I hear him fucking basically, that French Canadian dialect just like hits me like a bad smell. And I was just like, and I don't say it out loud.
What did he say though? What did he say?
Oh, translated as like a series of curse words, right? Strung together with anglophone, maudit anglophone tête carrée, which means like fuck damned squarehead English people. So he's like sitting in British Columbia on the street begging for money, and he's got no legs, and he's swearing to his fucking friend that all the English people on the street were cunts. And so I heard that.
What an idiot.
For half a second, I felt sorry for this guy, and I was about to give him a tenner, and then he's like, all I hear is that French, and I was just like, and I instantly remembered, it was like that Looney Tunes cartoon where like the smell of the Pepe Le Pew's like hit my nose, and I was just like, what? Ding! I was just like, you French fuck. In my brain, I'm like, I'm glad you got no legs, you French Canadian piece of shit. And I put my money back in my pocket, and I kept walking. I was so mad.
It stopped you thinking about that girl though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Do you know what? The commercial drive in Vancouver is basically the unofficial bus stop for Quebecois trying to get to Tofino. It's the big hub. They don't make it any further. A lot of them get lost in transit.
Yeah,
because they basically go to the drive, they start begging, and then they're on the way to Tofino. They never fucking make it there. Once they get there, they pad around there for a little bit. They realize it's not as idyllic as,
They can't beg there.
they can't beg there. They got to live on a beach with one pair of underpants. And so they come back to Vancouver and beg on the street.
Yeah.
And they might buy a little ukulele and then learn how to play one song.
And they sew their clothes.
So their clothes and they fucking stink.
Yeah. That's French Canadians. They're like, they make it as far as Vancouver and then they just stay there because you know what? They don't die. Like, they don't die and, like, the weather isn't cold enough to kill them off.
Is there nowhere in Quebec that they'd rather be?
The thing about Quebec is it gets cold in winter, so they can't stay outside.
And also, no one buys their bullshit.
No, because they're all like that.
Right. Everybody's like that. Everybody's got their hand out going, hey, government, give me some money.
Yeah, everybody's like, in BC, they're like, I can't believe it. They're going to give me the money.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get it's too nice. Too nice for feeling good.
Yeah. They're like, they hate. It's funny. It's like they're in British Columbia.
Yeah, they just ignore that bit.
Yeah. And they bring their French shit here.
There's a great one, actually, on a related
So
note.
fuck you, Frenchie, wherever you are.
Anyway, on a related note, there was a story about taxi drivers demonstrating in Montreal about Uber.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, I bet Montreal taxi drivers, because I've been to Montreal, I've spent 2 weeks there, and Montreal taxi drivers, I bet they've got a lot to say about Uber. But then as I was looking at the picture of these taxi drivers in the story, and I just thought, you know what? I've been in a few taxis in Montreal, and do you know what I want to say? Fuck you guys. Because I've never met such an entitled and arrogant and rude bunch of people than taxi drivers in Montreal.
The thing about Montreal taxis is they can basically, anybody with a car can drive a taxi. Like, they just put a thing that says taxi on the top of on anybody's car.
Sounds very Montreal to me.
Yeah, like you got an old Volkswagen Jetta or like a truck or a minivan. It doesn't matter. Like, at least in Vancouver, they're all like the same type of yellow car.
No, listen, if you want to have a taxi in Vancouver, you got to have a written letter from Gregor Robertson with his fucking smiley face on it.
Yeah.
And you got to pay $3,000 for that.
Or more.
Yeah, I mean, you've really got to jump through the hoops. That's my point.
Mm-hmm. Whereas anybody in Montreal can have
Anyone in Montreal. I remember we got out of a taxi in Montreal once, and he arrived. He was late, and we were trying to go to the airport. And he watched us as I put all the bags in, and then he got out. He opened the back, and he watched us as we pulled all the bags out. And I gave him $1 tip, and he's like going, "What? Like that? What the fuck is that?" I was like, mate, you just watched us fucking get all our bags in and out. You think you're going to get a tip for that? Obviously, this was lost on him because he decided that he couldn't speak English at that point.
Yeah. Yeah,
but fuck those guys. Really, fuck those guys.
Well, it's springtime in Vancouver because all the street kids have puppies. I think that's all we have time for.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a great one. Thanks very much, Eric.
Thank you, Ivan.
And thank you very much, Pyro Draculea.
No worries.
Until next week.